Saber Spotlight, where we cover Souhegan's weekly events and highlights from after-school activities to sports and important events. My name is Emma Williams.
And I'm Tate Gronstra. Let's look at this past week. We had a forum this Tuesday about the coronavirus situation and how the school is handling it, and we will update you with any further information we have.
This week, I'm taking you into the March Community Council Forum, where they discuss the Student of the Month, Alicia Bright's Senior Project Applied piece, and updates about the action plan to combat the coronavirus. First, we looked at the new Student of the Month proposal that was just recently passed by Community Council.
And the way it will work is that all students and staff can nominate a student. They will give a reason why they are nominating them, and then a panel of staff will look at the nominations, and every month students will be presented with the award at the Community Council.
This week, the award recognized Ethan Ram, who helped coordinate and organize FangFest, as well as the FangFest MCs Ian Doherty, Trey Johnson, Callie McBride, and Megan Tupai.
Hi guys, my name is Alicia Bright, and so I was born into the foster care system, which is why I decided to do my senior project, looking into the New Hampshire foster care system, comparing it to the foster care system in other states, and all the statistical aspects of it and that kind of stuff. And for my applied piece, I decided to do a big donation drive. It's going to start tomorrow and run through the Friday before April break, and it'll just be basic things like toothbrushes, toothpaste, basic clothing, things that kids in foster care system don't have readily available to them now.
This is super important because those put into the foster care system simply have a trash bag to take all of their belongings with them.
Good morning. This morning I'll be talking at the student forums regarding what steps both the school district and school are taking in dealing with the coronavirus. I'll be providing the students with an overview of the action steps that have already been taken and the planning that's going on, potentially around the possibility of school closure.
He also shares what the school plans to do in the case of an emergency shutdown if the virus becomes present at Souhegan.
At the school level, we are looking to add on additional custodial staff after school. One of the things that we have done is ordered product for the classroom. It's going to come in big tubs. They're going to be wipes. And what we're going to ask you to do is when you walk into your classes, when we get them here, walk into your class, each of you take a wipe down your workspace.
When Bill opened up the forum for questions, students brought up many concerns about upcoming trips and events.
Right? Our goal is to figure out how to continue school in an online environment. And so your teachers have been working, they started this morning, they're going to continue to work. We have staff meeting tomorrow, they'll spend more time doing that. And we're going to try to get to a place where we can really make this an effective learning experience for you.
When Bill opened up the forum for questions, students brought up many concerns about upcoming trips and events.
Know that we're talking about other things like, what about trips and winter session? We're in the process of talking about what that looks like. What will be the standard that we'll use for determining whether something goes forward or has to be canceled? Adam, the superintendent, Adam Steele, has been in a meeting with my leadership team. Those are the very things that we're talking about right now. Do we have all the answers yet? No. We will have more answers every day as we move forward.
If members of the Souhegan community wish to receive text updates about the coronavirus or other important notices, they can text Souhegan to 888-777.
There was a group of students that traveled outside the United States and had been on a 2-week quarantine. We talked to Alex Walulik, one of the students on the trip, about his experience.
Hi, my name is Alex Walulik, and currently I'm at home right now because I've been on 2 weeks quarantine, which pretty much the school recommended that students who traveled to countries that were at like a high risk level with the coronavirus, they recommended that students stay home for 2 weeks that visited those countries. And I pretty much visited Seoul, South Korea, which was one of the countries that was kind of at like a higher than level 1 risk level. That's a good question. I think there's 11 students and then 2 teachers. I definitely do not think I was exposed to corona. Really, at the airport, there wasn't really any signs of anyone that was sick or anything. And when I was there, I made sure to wash my hands a lot, use hand sanitizer, sanitize everything that I used, and really the airport itself was really organized, clean, and I think there's really no way that I was able to get corona. So we only saw hazmat suits and anything kind of serious for the people that were coming to South Korea from China. And that was like a whole other section of the airport. We didn't even come into contact with those people because it was like totally blocked off. But we could see it from where we were standing, and we could see like the people in hazmat suits and all the people coming in from China. So that was the only really crazy thing that happened, and it wasn't even that crazy. But I do not think the quarantine is reasonable. I understand maybe like a week staying off from school, but I feel like 2 weeks is a little bit much, and none of us really came into contact with anything too serious, and I think the airports and ourselves did a really good job at keeping everything safe, keeping everything running smoothly and stuff like that. And I think it kind of sucks because I know everyone that went on the trip is kind of in a tough situation because they can't force us not to go to school. So it's like, if we go to school, we're going to be like ridiculed for going to school and we're going to scare people. But then if we don't go to school, we're like getting behind on work, and it's putting us in a really, really tough situation because now we're behind on work. So really, it's just not like a win-win situation at all. It's just a lose-lose situation. So when I was away, I did a lot to try to not get sick and stay healthy. Like, I used hand sanitizer a lot. I washed my hands a lot. I like on the airplane, like I wiped everything down with like a sanitizer wipe, and pretty much the normal stuff when you're away from the country, just trying to stay healthy and whatnot. Yeah, actually, I don't think I've ever would say that in my life, but I am incredibly bored here at home. I mean, it's not all that bad because I've gotten to play a lot of video games and I've watched a lot of movies, so it's been kind of chill. But like, there have been times where I've just been like looking outside because I've been so bored. So I'm definitely like really excited to come back to school and see all my friends and just kind of get back into the rhythm of things, because it definitely gets a little lonely and boring here at home. I'll be back soon. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
In order to prevent sickness in light of corona concerns, it is important to make sure to cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze with your inner arm, not your hand. Try not to touch your face. Make sure to wash hands frequently throughout the day and before and after meals. Try not to share drinks with any friends or family. And make sure to apply hand sanitizer throughout the day in order to further prevent spreading of germs.
Okay.
And that's all for this week's Sabers.
We'll see you next week with some more news.